So, I kind of died. It was unfortunate, but I'm back. I'm back with a vengeance, and also still here trying to figure out how to open up this door. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to get around the situation.
Man, we clearly didn't know how to open up the door last time.
We didn't. We still
I'm
don't.
pretty sure we now know that dying isn't the method by which you do so.
No, but, you know, to be fair, that one room with the 5...
Wait, where are you now?
I'm actually below the room with the 5 guys. You see, the reason I can't...
Is this the front hall?
Yeah,
Is this
the
the front
lobby.
entrance?
Yeah.
Holy shit, it
Yeah.
looks a lot like the lobby from Gregory House of Horror Show.
I guess. Also, there's the victims. Kinda killed them. That's cool,
I mean,
right?
I say it looks like it. It's shaped like it.
What the? A sketchbook?
What?
I didn't know this. Walter's father. So there's that. Something to take note of. Also, something else to take note of, because I didn't really show this off, or I forgot to mention this. Eileen doesn't follow us into this room. Pretty minor, but at the same time, we're solo, and I'm fine with that, because I gotta deal with these guys.
And we don't like her.
I mean, I like Eileen, but you know, again, I'll cross that bridge when the time comes. I got things to say. I don't want to say it right now, though. It's not the right time. What is the right time is to try to figure out what I got going on here. You know, try to wrap my mind around the situation.
Oh, man.
That was a little trope that we did back a couple parts again, and then you never thought it would come back, because I think we started abusing the shit out of it, and then we kind of forgot about it.
I just thought it was really funny the way you pronounced the word around.
You know, I do that sometimes.
On occasion, you randomly pronounce a word super weird.
I cannot help it. It just naturally happens that way. This room is the devil's room, because we got these guys. There's 2 of them. They'll gang up on you. It's not fun, because, I mean, how am I supposed to deal with this bullshit? And
You're not.
Outflame
You're
knows
just supposed
how
to
bullshit
surrender.
it is.
You're just supposed to surrender to it.
I can't, man. Also, I came a little better prepared. I came a little better prepared. You see, I didn't lose nearly as much health, so I came being all like, I can deal with this. You might be wondering why is Henry in a straitjacket hanging like from a chain?
Is that Henry?
Or not Henry, Walter. I get the 2 mixed up. Which
Spoiler alert, they're the same person.
Could you imagine? It was like from an alternate timeline. If Henry made this one decision.
If Henry decided to get a box of Frosted Cheerios, he could have been Walter.
He became a serial killer. Actually, to be fair, I think that it's possible. The truth is, Henry, his parents loved him. That's why his name is Henry. But Walter, you'll see, turns out his parents left.
Walter is an anagram for Henry.
With a W.
With several W's.
With several different letters. Oh, man. You know, weren't we trying to explain this, like, in the failed recording yesterday, or today, sometime? It doesn't matter. How there's a huge difference between Walter and the relationship between the antagonist and the protagonist, whereas, like, in other Silent Hill games, it's a little more endearing. Like, for instance, in Silent Hill 1, you know, you have Harry, who is trying to find his daughter.
He's trying to find his grill, yo.
Yeah, he's trying to find Cheryl. And that's all good. I have nothing against that. Also, the same medallion just totally knocked out that ghost. Didn't have to do anything.
Nice.
Yeah. Something to note. Pretty cool. Also, I might as well heal myself, because as far as I know, we only have one thing to do. Anyways, but at the same time, like, Cheryl in Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill was very much based around Alyssa, who was Cheryl, except, I don't know, the first
Cheryl.
Yeah, the first Cheryl. Because, like, basically Alyssa decided to, I don't know, she reincarnated herself as Cheryl.
As people do.
I don't know how that works. You know, it's a huge mystery. I guess I should probably go play Silent Hill 1. But my point is basically, you know, Silent Hill was formed around Alyssa, and so, you know, Harry just kind of learns a lot about his adopted daughter from that whole situation. It's great. There's an actual relationship between Harry learning about this kind of stuff. Not so much with Henry, because it's kind of like, why should Henry care?
Henry's just kind of bumbling around this adventure.
In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that he was forced into the situation, he probably wouldn't even care that much about Walter. I mean, he might read it in an article or something, but overall, he's just kind of like, has he been that expressive on emotions? I think
for a Silent Hill game, Henry has nothing to do with this Silent Hill experience.
No, there's not even anything indirectly related to him in this whole entire thing. It's just him being put into the situation, and it's just kind of like, well, you know, he's learning things about Walter, but really, what was the outcome of this? Is there like some sort of huge shock factor about him learning more about Walter? Not really.
He's bored.
Yeah, he's pretty bored. Anyways, there's handgun bullets, but you might be wondering, how do we get rid of those locks? Well, you see, there's Walter here in a straitjacket, kind of hanging from a chain. I kind of brought this up earlier. You can actually interact with these things, and you're supposed to. Now, what they say is kind of sporadic. I think there's an order to it, but the game never really like specifies, and it's not that important. But I'm gonna just go in some semblance of trying to figure out the dialogue as it's supposed to be said.
Hurry up! Get back!
Now the voice, I think, is
I
Walter's
love that he just
father.
poops out.
I think it's actually Walter's father. I'm not for sure on that, but it seems to indicate this is about the time when Walter was born in the room.
You know, I'm going to buy an apartment soon. I can't wait for this to happen to it on Halloween. Every Halloween.
Oh, absolutely.
If that super hears him, we're in trouble. There's something about that guy. I just don't.
If that super hears him?
Yeah, Frank Sutherland.
If that superintendent hears him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the guy.
Is that how you refer to your superintendent when you're hip on that apartment lingo?
I mean,
you call him your super.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. I can't stand it anymore.
I think that was supposed to be the last one, but it doesn't really matter. There's no need for an order, but I feel like there was an intended order to like hit these things, like interact with them, but I don't know.
That seemed like a good order.
Didn't I?
I think I can pick up a story from these.
Yeah, basically, Walter's father is just straight up being like, let's get out of here, don't want to get caught by the super, we shouldn't have had a baby. The wife is completely silent through this whole entire ordeal.
Shut the hell up. You can't blame it all on me.
You can't blame me for putting a baby in you.
But you totally can.
I mean, I noticed how you didn't cork it.
That's how we're gonna end that whole entire dialogue. Just him insulting Walter.
Walter, you're here because I didn't cork it.
Walter, you stupid little crybaby. You're the equivalent of Titus from Final Fantasy X.
Eileen?
Daddy? Where are you? Where did you go?
If you just knock her out forever, she can't bore you anymore.
Anyways, I should probably explain. The dialogue changes depending on how possessed Eileen is. So she's...
Wait, is the implication that she doesn't follow you into the next room because she stopped to pick up that sketchbook?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least that's my take on it. Anyways, you interact with those 6 straitjacket hanging Walters. Each one removes a chain. Anyways, this is 601, or 106, there we go. I have a little bit of dyslexia, apparently. I wanted to save it because there's a lot of really good stuff that you can collect from it, like a holy candle. There's other things, but at the same time, I figured it'd be good to kind of just save for last.
I imagine it must have been really good on the developer on the developers that they can just shape every apartment room exactly like your room.
Oh, absolutely.
And then just add things to it.
On a side note, and you might not remember this, there was a nurse that was mentioned. I think her name was Rachel or something like that. She had a stalker named Mike, and they skinned him. We got a tape from that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a little early on, several parts back. I think roughly around the first time we came to the apartment world when it wasn't all demonic. But anyways, we got an amp today. And we got some first aid kits, and those will be very handy for the final battle.
Oh shit.
Now...
The final battle with the super.
Absolutely. Now, if you remember, the super said that there was an umbilical cord that he kept from Walter's birth. And I'm gonna say this while I lay down a holy candle, because Eileen's looking a little possessed. I got 2 holy candles, might as well try to cleanse her a little bit while I can. I might end up using both holy candles. Even though I think the intent is you're only supposed to use one, and it pretty much recovers her from all this possession. But I don't know. I always find that the rate that these things melt is very random. And it always... It always
feels
differs.
like it doesn't help at all.
Sometimes it takes 2. Like this one, it's just... It's gone. It didn't really... fix her out at all. I mean, a little bit, but then we got this other one.
Always to be with you, make believe.
Anyway,
you.
so going back to the super, for some reason he kept Walter's umbilical cord, put it in a box. He commented on how it was starting to smell. To which, I mean, one.
Obviously,
the whole rotting process. But I mean, did he embronze it or something? Because I imagine that thing would be gone if he didn't do any sort of upkeep on it.
Is the implication that you can find out whether or not a ghost is coming back demonically by whether or not their umbilical cord from when they were born is starting to emit an odor?
I have no idea.
Is that how this universe works? That is a very specific this universe rule.
I guess. Now, Eileen's looking pretty good, I just had to do that so I can do this. Also, her dialogue's going to change in this cutscene.
The 21 sacraments won't help that boy. I'm going back, Henry, to the room where he is. We're the only ones. The only ones that can stop him.
Anyways, we got the umbilical cord. So that was a thing. Eileen wandered off without us. That's also a thing.
Always a good sign.
Yeah. Let's see.
What are we gonna do? We just gonna shove his umbilical cord into space?
I guess it'll serve a purpose. You'll see.
Smell this!
Okay. So,
All right.
everyone ready for the final confrontation?
I am.
Oh, is this woman? Is this Eileen? Look, one, how can you tell that's a woman? Two, Henry, what is even going on?
Henry, you're making a lot of assumptions there over that fucking piece of nothing.
I can't even tell what it is. I can't tell what's going on.
I mean, I know what it is because I know how this game ends, but
I know what it is because I did the final battle.
But Henry has no reason to know what that is.
Aw, man. So, guess what we get to do?
What do we get to do, bro?
Backtrack. And only backtrack. There's a wall man there, but I don't really care. He can't really do anything to us. But yeah, basically, we're just backtracking. And I figure
Nice.
I'll just end it when we get to the room.
Nothing says good game like lots and lots of backtracking.
Oh yeah, that's all we gotta do. There's a bunch of these things, but literally at this point it's kind of like, why even bother?
I don't have Eileen to clear paths for anymore.
I don't. It's,
And we just saw a cutscene of Eileen getting past to them just fine.
I mean, Eileen already made it all the way up there. Don't ask me how. Like, it's kind of odd when you try to put into perspective. Like, considering the best you can do is just hobble all the way to the thing, to our room, to confront Walter. Not very fast, mind you. And us, we're perfectly fine, you know, we're running, we're gunning it all the way up there. She's already up there. Did she just get, like, the express pass all the way back up there? Like, is there an elevator we're not being told?
Yes.
I should
You see,
mention.
when the Super made this apartment complex, he just filled it with elevators that no one else is gonna know about. But that way, if you challenge him to small races along the apartment complex, he'll never lose.
I forgot to mention there is a Saint Medallion here. Or maybe I did mention that. I don't know, but point is, I'm picking it up now because since I don't have a holy candle, I need to cleanse my room. The alternative is you can use a Saint Medallion to do that. I've seen it happen. I think there's a couple spooks that do not work, that it won't work on, but for the most part, you can actually use the Saint Medallion to cleanse your room. I might as well do that as I cut.
I still think the most genuinely good haunting in your room is the ghost in your closet. The ghost
I've
ghost
gotten that
shadow
one a lot,
in your closet.
but it's apparently just this thing. This is our haunting. This is our final haunting. Oh,
Whoa.
man. So,
Really raising
with
the bar.
this, do you have anything to say?
Oh yeah, hauntings are-
fuck! I got rid of her I got rid of, like, the best item ever to heal.
No,
I couldn't do anything about it, though. It's bullshit.
bullshit. Just like that last haunting.
Yeah. Anyways, later, everyone.